First, I'll give you a little bit about the telemedicine history as such. It's not a new practice. The concept of telemedicine is dated back to the 19th century, and it began with a few hospitals wanting to reach patients in remote locations, and then this became an integrative system across the care continuum. The history of telemedicine will unveil how we, got to where we are now. We know that Alexander Graham Bell discovered the telephone and he launched the beginning of our telecommunication field. Dr. Hugo Gernbeck envisioned the teledactyl, a tool with robotic fingers. And somewhere in 1950s, medical personnel started doing experiments with closed circuit television. Then in 60s, NASA took on telemedicine and then they researched to provide healthcare to astronauts and improve telecommunication technology. The late 70s brought a golden age of telemedicine research and expansion in the US, and for the first time, a patient was successfully defibrillated by telephone in 1989. In the 21st century, video chat programs and apps like Skype took off, and in India, ISRO and CDAC, who developed eSanjeevani, uh, started building telemedicine in India. Most people have access today to basic medical devices like mobile phones and computers. Improved accessibility, individuals in rural areas and busy urban areas can connect with providers with ease, like in the Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Centers. Home use of medical devices has made it possible for caregivers to monitor everything from vitals to glucose level, and physicians can gather essential medical information and make diagnosis without patients stepping foot in a doctor's office. And then Government of India has now launched National Digital Health Mission and the Digital India Initiative. So SGPGI Lucknow, which is a premier institute, and this is where telemedicine has developed to a great extent. And we know that the course which we are holding today has also been designed by SGPGI. We have been working in close collaboration with SGPGI. This is a School of Telemedicine and Biomedical Informatics, which was established by Sanjay Gandhi Postgraduate Institute of Medical Sciences with the financial support of Government of Uttar Pradesh and the Department of Information and Technology. They conduct education and training, which is structured curriculum-based courses and also some summer training programs and other sponsored training programs. We also now have a National Medical Colleges Network, NMCN, of which SGPGI is the National Resource Center. And there are other regional resource centers which are based in PGI Chandigarh, AIIMS New Delhi, JIPMER Puducherry, IMS BHU, KEM Mumbai, NIGREMS Shillong, and in Trivandrum. And another RRC is there in Lucknow also. This is and then there are several institutions who actually started telemedicine and were pioneers in the south of India, and one of them is Arvinda Eye Hospital or Arvinda Eye Care in Madurai, who conduct several camps and provide. So this was the tele-ophthalmology at Arvinda, where this network was launched in 2002 with support from Orbis and Acumen Fund. And the use of tele-ophthalmology in patient care has helped reduce disparities by providing remote, low-cost screening tests such as screening for diabetic retinopathy and retinopathy of prematurity. So these are some of their, doctors who are working on that. Then we had Shankar Nethralaya, which was set up by Dr. Badrinath, and this is another institution which has carried out tele-ophthalmology in the south of India and all over India now. And the objectives of this tele-ophthalmology project were to provide high quality eye care, to ensure diabetic patients that they are screened for retinopathy, to conduct teachers training programs. And we have Dr. Sheila John, who runs this service in Shankar Nethralaya. Now, Apollo Healthcare is another very important institution which have built up telemedicine system in the private sector. And Dr. Ganapathy, I know he is the pioneer in Apollo for in this field. And its vision is to reach a wide base of population using modern telehealth technologies in cost-effective and convenient ways. And the mission is to provide a benchmarked clinical advice and care to a wide cross-section of population. Then comes the ISRO telemedicine. ISRO telemedicine is something which has provided a backbone of connectivity to all the telemedicine initiatives, and their program started somewhere in 2001. And ISRO telemedicine network covers states, regions including Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Andaman, Nicobar, Lakshadweep, northeastern states, and other mainland states. Presently, the telemedicine network covers about 384 hospitals with 60 specialty hospitals. The mobile telemedicine units cover diverse areas of ophthalmology, cardiology, radiology, diabetology. And telemedicine monitoring node is established in Deku, Ahmedabad, which is used for testing and supporting users for minor troubleshooting. Then we have Mohan Foundation, where e-learning courses are featured in the 16th, International Conference of Telemedicine Society of India. We have a pioneer, Dr. Sunil Shroff, who works there and has been carrying out this work. Odisha Telemedicine Network is another very important part of India's telemedicine initiative, which was started in 2001 with the support of Department of Information Technology and SDPGI. And at present, all the 30 districts of Odisha are connected to 3 government medical college hospitals of the state and the State Institutes of Health and Family Welfare situated in Bhubaneswar. And Dr. Mohanty has been a pioneer in this particular field in Odisha. Then we have Sri Ramachandra Medical Center, Medical College in Chennai, where Dr. Selva Kumar has built up the telemedicine initiative, and which is, as an example, is emulated all over the country. And they started their telemedicine in 1997, and they provide facilities for patient healthcare, academic programs, research work, training, and for undertaking telemedicine projects. Then Amrita Hospital in Kerala is also a very, very important institution where telemedicine has basically been developed with the help of Indian Space Research Organization. And apart from providing consultations to remote areas of India, AIMS also uses its telemedicine link to educate doctors in remote primary centers in the latest medical advancements through seminars, workshops, and teaching programs. They have tele-ophthalmology projects at Tripura and an OncoNet project which is there, and Pan-Africa network of which several of us were part, and a SARC e-telemedicine network also in which several of us had participated. So Indian super specialty hospitals providing telemedicine consultation and CME services include all these hospitals, including AIIMS New Delhi, Care Hospital Hyderabad, Escorts Institute and Research Center New Delhi, Fortis Hospital. And in the oncoming of COVID, I think each and every hospital has set up a telemedicine center, a telemedicine unit where teleconsultations are being provided. I will just give you a brief about telemedicine in PGI Chandigarh. We started in 1998 under a DIT project. This was upgraded with the help of ISRO, DIT, and CDAC in 2005. We started eHealth in 2007 when we had a project for the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. We had telepsychiatry started by Dr. Sabita Malhotra in 2009. We had mHealth collaboration with Bhabha Atomic Research Center, then the National Knowledge Network and its offshoot, National Medical Colleges Network, which came to us. And we had this Regional Resource Center since 2013. A department of telemedicine has been created in 2015, and this is the first department in the country of telemedicine. We have a National Institute of Telemedicine, which was approved by the governing body in 2016. There's a National Resource Center for Tele-Evidence Facility, and we also participate in the E-Vidya Bharati Arogya Bharati program of the Ministry of External Affairs. And in 2021, we have created hubs for Ayushman Bharat Health and Welfare Centers. So with satellite connectivity, we were connected to several of the village hospitals of Punjab, and later on we connected to all the districts. This was the inauguration of our Punjab PGI telemedicine link somewhere in 2005 by the then Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh. We had done about 30,000 consultations in this particular project, and Punjab Telemedicine Link was powered by Sanjeevni initially, and then it turned into eSanjeevni by CDAC Mohali. And eSanjeevni, as you know today, is government's main flagship program, which is being used for telemedicine throughout the country. So this shows the connectivity with different areas. We also have had SARC telemedicine network, and in this the then Honorable Shri J.P. Nadda, who was Minister of Health and Family Welfare at that time, and Mrs. Kiran Kher, who is a MP of Chandigarh, are having a video conference with the center in Afghanistan. So for patient care, we have teleconsultations, telemonitoring, telediagnostics, disease monitoring, electronic medical record. This is teleconsultation using eSanjeevni. This is e-ISRO sessions, which happen with the help of Televital software. This is the inauguration of telemedicine nodes at Poo in Himachal Pradesh, Ayappa in Sabrimala, Kerala, and Sheshnag in Amarnath. And they are functional and they become operative whenever the services are required. This is teleconferencing with the unit in Himachal Pradesh. For the community outreach services, we had our telemonitoring for various diseases. We have been conducting mobile health camps with the help of our mobile van, where a large number of patients were seen. And this was one of the examples, of delivering healthcare using a cell phone when we were doing tele-ECG. And you can see the mobile phone which was used at that particular time. So these are all the telemonitoring health camps. We have also worked with NIC for Collab DDS development, and telementoring for robotic surgery is also being done here. We had a Asha Jyoti van, which was a mobile telemedicine van used for mammography, colposcopy, and DEXA scan. For education, we have online web courses now. We have in-house diploma courses, tele-CME and tele-CPC, biomedical informatics, utilizing the e-library service, content development, and another project which we had was extension of community health outcomes, which is ECO project. And this was conducted in Punjab, and initially it was Dr. Dhiman, who is now the director of SGPGI, who had been a pioneer in ECO, conducting these ECO consultations with the patients in Punjab. Then we have CPC sessions, which happen every week in PGI and is transmitted all over the country. And now, because of YouTube, it is transmitted all over the world. We have a telemedicine workshop in progress in several of our satellite centers, and where we impart skills for doctors and nurses. For research, we had the tele-ECG and the telespirometry, which was demonstrated at Rashtrapati Bhavan at the Festival Innovations, and also in India Africa Network. This is the mobile computer-based clinical rounds, which are now become very, very common using the Zoom software, and the whole PGI is actually running on WebEx at the moment for conducting these seminars. We also had a GPRS-based wheelchair, which was demonstrated in one of our research days, and this is being commercialized. Then for tele-evidence, this facility was inaugurated to make it easy for the doctors to give evidence in the medical legal cases, and it is functional and operational, and a large number of tele-evidences are conducted in this particular center, which save a lot of money of the institution. So Telemedicine Center has been participating in various activities of Government of India, and we also have conducted some health technology assessment, a third party assessment for Andhra Pradesh for Arogya Kendram, which were there, and evaluation of 108 ambulance services. We've conducted several workshops through the use of telemedicine. The health information system and online registration module also was conducted in PGI. And we had container based healthcare, which was started in one of the villages of Chandigarh, in which a computer container was converted into a telemedicine center. So these are the various activities which we have been conducting. Several delegates come from international locations to visit our center and see what is happening and how teleconsultations are being done. And we also had tele yoga at National Institute of Nursing Education with the Prime Minister on a World Yoga Day when he had come to Chandigarh. And during the pandemic, telemedicine department has done a lot of service, about 50,000 consultations, which are still going on. Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Center has been created. More than 5,000 specialist consultations in internal medicine, pediatrics, OBG, ophthalmology, and ENT for different PHCs and CHCs of Haryana have been provided. This is a view of how these consultations and other sessions are being conducted in the PGI Telemedicine Center. So this is one of the CPCs which was there, and another session are being done through the telemedicine platform, which has now become very wide when we have included people from uh, other countries, like developed countries. Several ongoing projects are there, like we have the NMCN project, we have an artificial intelligence unit for which we have been given a project. We have a DST Science and Technology Innovation Hub at Leh, Ladakh for telemedicine. For National Health Mission, as I told you, that there is a hub for teleconsultations, which is also being developed for the Union Territory of Leh and Ladakh. We have a Ministry of External Affairs Arogya Bharti Vidya Bharti project. And during the COVID times, we evaluated the effectiveness of telemedicine services in providing quality care. We also conducted projects on universal BCG vaccination and risk of development of COVID-19 in health workers, and evaluation of telerheumatology during the COVID-19 pandemic. So, which model of telemedicine suits us best? Actually, is something which is to be decided and experimented upon. And we know that now telemedicine has become a mainstream activity of the medicine. And with our Prime Minister giving us a lot of support for developing healthcare,